Okay. We'll start the City of Saratoga Springs City Council meeting Tuesday, December 7th, December 7th. The agenda says the 1st that was published, the amended agenda.
I'm showing that we've got a January 5th posting.
I'm showing,
That's what I see as well.
well, that's not cool. Okay, 1 second. I'll read the verbiage and then get back to it. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order on January 5th at 6:04 p.m. Pursuant to the COVID guidelines for the meeting, I, Jim Miller, the mayor of the City of Saratoga Springs, hereby determines that the conducting of the City Council meeting at an anchor location presents a substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the anchor location. The World Health Organization, the President of the United States, the Governor of Utah, and the County Health Department have all recognized a global pandemic exists related to the new strain of the coronavirus SARS-CoV-2, COVID-19. Due to the state of emergency caused by global pandemic, I find that conducting a meeting at an anchor location under the current state of public health emergency constitutes a substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the location. This written declaration expires 30 days from the date that was signed. So we'll move into roll call. Tonight we have Councilman Porter, Councilman Carn, Councilman Podeska, Councilman Wilden. We do have a quorum. I've asked Councilman Porter to lead us in our invocation and Councilman Podeska to lead us in our pledge.
Our Heavenly Father, we are grateful for this opportunity for us to gather together as the City Council of Saratoga Springs to discuss the business of our city, and we ask Thee to please bless us with clear thought and understanding as we conduct this business this evening. And we ask Thee to please bless those that are in our city and in our area that have been affected by COVID-19 and its repercussions, that they'll be blessed and comforted, and those that are currently ill will be able to heal quickly. We ask Thee to please have a special watch over, especially those that are first responders dealing in the healthcare field, as well as police and fire that are put in harm's way on a daily basis. And we ask Thee also to watch over the members of the armed forces as they serve our country and protect our freedoms overseas. We say these things in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
All right. Will those please repeat, hopefully on mute, but repeat the Pledge of Allegiance after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. We have public input. Time has been set aside for the public to express ideas, concerns, and comments for subject matter not listed on the agenda. Owen, do we have any public comments sent in?
Not that I'm aware of, Mayor, and nobody is on as an attendee right now either.
Perfect. Okay. And seeing none, I will close the public input portion of the meeting. We'll go to reports. Anything from the council?
I have I guess a request for staff. We're going to talk about the transportation master plan later on the agenda. But pursuant to the discussion last time about where lights might go, the new plan talks about possibly at 4th North and Foothill or 800 West. I just asked that we do. I know that we can't usually run them when it's winter weather, but if we could run a traffic study on that intersection of 400 North and 800 West when it's possible. Just I know there's a lot of concern in the area about the increased traffic since Mountain View Corridor opened up, and so I don't believe we have one from the last 12 months, and so if not, if we could try and get a new study so that we're aware of where we're at. So that's all.
Perfect. Okay, Mark, administration.
Hey,
Good.
Mayor, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Just real quick, the Utah Lake Commission every year has a photo contest, and they make a print available to each city. I did an informal Facebook poll in the city, and the picture in my backdrop right now is the one that will be printed and delivered to the city office to be hung up.
Nice.
That's all I've got.
Looks good.
Those are the ones that we have up in the council chambers, aren't they usually, as well as
Well,
other
it's
places?
been under construction in there for a long time, but I think so.
Right.
Can we,
Very nice.
would you be offended if we photoshopped you out of that picture before we hung it?
Just as it is.
Perfect. Thank you, Councilman Carn.
Yep.
Okay, Mark.
Mayor and council, just as a reminder, we will be doing our retreat this Friday. The retreat for those that will be attending in person will be at City Hall in the council chambers. We're going to have it set up so we can socially distance. And again, because we're not broadcasting that, we can spread out and have everyone distanced and have that room work for us. There'll be 3 staff members in attendance during that day. So it'll just be you and then Owen, myself, Kevin, and Kayla. So I apologize, 4 staff members. And so we'll start right at 8 o'clock. We'll have some continental breakfast type things that will be available. And then Tina will be sending out information on lunch orders and things like that. We have, I think, a great agenda scheduled for you, and we anticipate that that will be completed by no later than 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So looking forward to it. We'll try and get packets out to you here very shortly that you can look at and begin to look at some of the materials that we'll be covering for that. And hopefully you'll start to see stuff here the next day. So look forward to it. Thank you, Mayor.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, departmental reports were emailed out. If you have questions, please reach out to the department heads. They will be doing kind of a recap of the KPIs and stuff at our retreat coming up. So we can expect that. We'll move on to the business items. The Transportation Master Plan Amendment, Ordinance 20-39, continued from our December meeting.
Hi, Mayor and Council. Yeah, there was a question raised, as Councilman Porter has mentioned already, about the need for a light on 800 West. And so the Transportation Master Plan has been amended to include a light at 400 North and 800 West. And, we'll go ahead and pursue a warrant study on that. One other slight change we made on that, on the Transportation Master Plan, was to add a note down on the south end of the city on crossing Redwood Road there by the new elementary school. There's a note for a grade separated pedestrian crossing. We have the consultant, Ivan Hooper, with us. If the mayor and council have any other questions for us.
Any other questions from the council?
No, I asked all mine last time.
Okay, then I will entertain a motion.
I will move that we approve business item 1, ordinance 20-39 dated today, including any changes that's been submitted since 12/1/20.
I'll second that.
You have a first from Councilman Wilden, a second from Councilman Carn. Any further discussion on the motion? Okay, Porter,
Aye.
Carn,
Aye.
Wilden,
Aye.
Kadeska.
Aye.
Perfect. Motion passes unanimously. We have business item 2, the revisions to the city standard technical specifications, ordinance 21-1.
Okay, also my item, can I share the screen and we'll show those changes and discuss them?
Perfect.
Bear with me for just a moment. There we go. All right. First of all, I want to express a lot of thanks to Kevin Thurman, City Attorney, for his research, his skill, and his creativity in helping me out with these. The purpose of these changes is because there seems to have been some misunderstanding in the development community about what when the city accepts the plans for construction, what that means. And so the purpose of these changes is to clarify for the development community and for the city really what that means when we quote unquote approve or quote unquote accept construction drawings. So we've gotten rid of this word acceptance for this context, and we've replaced it with the word acknowledgement. And I won't go into great detail on these unless y'all come back with specific questions. We've included a definition for the term substantive review, which is a term that's used in the state code, but it's not defined there. And then we've included some language for the engineer's certification that hopefully will clarify the engineer's role. And then that will, as indicated by this sentence at the top of item 3, that will be acknowledged by the developer or the applicant and the city. And those are the proposed changes, and happy to answer any questions.
Do we have questions from the council?
No, I just would appreciate Gordon and working with other staff members to get those clarifications done. I think that's great teamwork to get that put together. So I appreciate the extra effort.
Okay. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve business item 2 as listed on the agenda.
Okay, I've got a first.
I'll second.
First from Councilman Porter, second from Councilman Podeska. Any further discussion on the motion? Wilden,
Aye.
Carn,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Podeska.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We have business item 3, Saratoga Gravity Sewer Improvement Project Contract Amendment.
Jeremy?
Yes, there was 2 items, Mayor. Is this the CRS one or the PEPG one?
The PEPG one.
Okay. And I don't know if you want to do them both together to save time.
Just gonna say, can we do them both?
Yeah, let's do them both.
Let me just if you remember when we first started this project, it was only the portion of sewer from the river to the Timpanogos tie-in, and subsequently we were able to negotiate a participation with SLR, and we extended it to Grandview. We decided to add the crossing under Grandview, and then we also added the participation from Oakwood through Wanderda at the parallel line. And then we ended up adding the golf course. So the reason I go into all that is these are some large numbers, but I think it's representative of the drastic increase in scope. We also had several redesigns of the golf course project. Some of you may know we ended up having to bid that twice. The first time we bid the portion of the golf course sewer, the one that's under construction right now, we got only a single bidder, and it was drastically higher than the engineer's estimate. We went back to the drawing board and was able to come up with an alternative design that was shallower, and we were more successful in getting better prices. So the price increase you see from PEPG's role is construction manager. They're the ones on the ground, making sure, assisting our inspectors, making sure problems are resolved, construction's per plan. They're assisting us with all the paperwork and contract administration. CRS's role is the designer. So they redesigned the golf course project 2 or 3, 4 times. They had to add a bunch of designs for the scope changes I discussed previously. So I'm happy to answer any questions, but what you see before you are really representative of how this project has evolved and grown since it was first began, 2 years ago. So,
Okay. Any questions on that from the council? Okay. Then I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve business item number 3, resolution R21-1 dated today, with well, I guess approving the change orders with the prices notified in the reports.
Do you want to include business item 7 as well?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Along with business item number 7, resolution R21-5 dated today as well.
I have a first from Councilman Podeska, a second from Councilman Porter. Any further discussion? Councilman Carn?
Aye.
Porter?
Aye.
Podeska?
Aye.
Wilden?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. We have business item 4, the Knowles Fire Rehabilitation Project, receiving reimbursement, cooperative agreement with the State of Utah Department of Natural Resources and Division of Wildlife Resources.
Mayor and council, you may have seen recently that they were up there with a helicopter reseeding the burn scar. They included additional areas through a cooperative agreement with the city. This is being funded with our match through the grant we received through NRCS. Not really sure why the Division of Natural Resources wanted to do a cooperative agreement and not just invoice us, but I think for whatever reason, they need this for their paperwork on their end of their bureaucracy, and we're happy to oblige. So we're using our grant funding to reimburse them. I think it was about 106,000, I believe is what it was, or approximately. So this is just a cooperative agreement to help them get their paperwork in a row, and then they will invoice us, which we will pay with our grant funds.
Okay. Questions?
Just a couple questions, Jeremy. Less about necessarily the cooperative agreement and more about the reseeding itself. Just for clarity, this isn't going to affect, we're not going to see anything growing this year. It's going to be next fall before there's anything up on the mountain that'll hold down soil, right?
Well, I would expect the
Or
seeds that
summer.
I would expect the seeding they put down this fall to germinate and start to grow immediately this spring. But per your point, it'll take several seasons to get the kind of vegetative coverage we need to truly
Right.
mitigate the hazard. And so the silt fencing and the other projects that we have done will be critical to protect from erosion until the seeding has a chance to really achieve. I think the rule of thumb is you really need like 70% vegetative cover to really stabilize the ground, and that could take several seasons.
Okay.
Other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve business item 4 on the agenda in the amount of $106,801.62.
Perfect. I have a first from Councilman Carn.
I'll second.
I have a second from Councilman Podeska. Any further discussion? Porter,
Aye.
Wilden,
Aye.
Podeska,
Aye.
Carn.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We have the Stormwater Treatment Facilities Cooperative Agreement with UDOT.
Mayor and council, this was kind of a leftover from the Redwood Road widening project. When UDOT was widening Redwood Road from 4th South to Villages Parkway, they worked with us on finding outfalls for their storm drain. And we found some opportunities where we still have an obligation to retrofit all of our storm drains to clean the water before discharge. We probably have about 40 or 50 of these outfalls that still need to be retrofitted. So in these two locations, we have worked with UDOT, and we're going to share in the cost of treating these outfalls. These are two larger outfalls that have fairly substantial flows. One is the drainage that comes out of Jacobs Ranch just south of the Talons Cove Townhome project, if you're familiar with that. And the other is the drainage immediately across from Wildlife Boulevard. So this is UDOT's proportional match. We'll take this money, and we're working currently on a project to go install stormwater cleaning devices on these two locations. And it'll clean both the UDOT stormwater and the city stormwater.
Now, Jeremy, the cleaning is, I'm sorry, I'm probably jumping the gun, but the cleaning, this is mandated by us moving up a tier in the EPA water standards. Is that correct? Or
yeah, this is from back in 2012 when we became a MS4, a regulated, yeah. So, there's not necessarily a specific time frame that we have to go retrofit all of our 40, 50 outfalls, but we do need to show that we're doing, something each year. And that's one part of a, very large and complex program that includes inspecting construction sites, sweeping roads, all that stuff. So yeah, but one of the components is we need to eventually make sure all of our stormwater is cleaned. These are, I will call them passive devices. They don't have any moving parts, but they use hydrodynamics to separate floating trash. They separate oil that may be on the surface of the water. They try to separate some of the suspended sands and silts. And then crews come, once every few months or once a year, depending on how fast it accumulates. And they basically suck all the debris out of this device. And then, so it's kind of a place where debris and trash and oil can get captured and trapped. And then we clean these out, as often as needed.
okay.
Any other comments, questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we approve business item 5, resolution R21-3 dated today.
Okay, I have a first from Councilman Wilden,
Second.
second from Councilman Carn. Any further discussion on the motion? Okay, Porter,
Aye.
Carn,
Aye.
Podeska,
Aye.
Wilden.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Business item 6, the Marina Jetty and Beach Project Design Award, a contract with PEC resolution.
Mayor and council. Busy agenda tonight for me. So I'm sure this has been an ongoing conversation. You may remember there was a little bit of back and forth. We ultimately were able to get the full funding from the county through the TRCC grant. PEC, our consultant, was instrumental in helping us get the exhibits and the work together prepared for those grants, and to get those, both the $150,000 Utah Outdoor Recreation Grant and the $1 million+ county grant. They've given us a really competitive proposal to do the construction design drawings. Based on my experience, it's basically about half the prices I would have expected to see from similar proposals. So, in reviewing our purchasing and contracting policy and coordinating with legal department, we are within our abilities to award this design to PEC without the need to go out and publicly solicit multiple quotes, which not only is time consuming, but is, in my experience, very unlikely to result in any better prices based on this. This is a $2 million project, I believe. It's $1 million grant and $1 million match about. For that price it just seemed like let's get the ball rolling here and get this done. We have a really great price. So
is the low price because of the familiarity with the project? Is that what's leading to this, or?
That's part of it, right? They've put in enough preliminary legwork in doing the preliminary designs and helping us get the grants and the exhibits. That's a lot of it. And I think just the relationship with PEC, I think they appreciate the relationship with the city, and I think they're willing to give us a very, I don't think there's much fat in this, much profit in this for them, but I think they just like the prestige of this kind of project that has so much public visibility, and to be able to say, hey, we had a hand in this.
Okay.
Makes sense. Okay, any other questions?
Mayor, so I'm very comfortable with the numbers and the quote. That's great. A couple of things I'd like to see with this, just from feedback I've had from the community. I know that there are certain times of the year when parking becomes a big issue down there. If we could, have the designers take a look and see if there's any additional parking that can be brought in to help support the additional use of the amenities that are going to be included. And also, Jeremy, I don't know if we could do something like a virtual open house or a real open house to get community feedback on the plans when we get down the road on this, just to have them be part of the process.
That's a great idea.
Okay. That's all I've got.
Okay. Then I will entertain a motion.
So I will go ahead and make a motion to approve business item 6 for the amount. My computer has frozen up. Hang on. $47,420. Sorry.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a first from Councilman Carn, a second from Councilman Porter. Any further discussion? Wilden,
Aye.
Veska,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Carn.
All right.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Jeremy, for all these items tonight. We have the minutes from December 1st. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
I have a first from Councilman Carn.
Second.
Second from Councilman Podeska. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mark, do we have need for closed session? Okay. Perfect. Thank you guys for making this go right through.